everybody, and today I've got several brand new makeup products to share with you, and the first one will be the Hourglass brand new Vanish Airbrush Pressed Powder, and I've got this one in the shade Light, Translucent Light. Next I'll be showing you the Victoria Beckham eyeliner in Seafoam. This is a matte liner, and I've got this brand new product here from Fenty. This is their Demi'glow Light Diffusing Highlighter in Pretty Purlz. And lastly, I've got all three of the new collagen lip baths from Charlotte Tilbury, and I'll be showing you the one in Fair, and I'll be using this alongside the new Fair lip liner so we can see how the two of them go together, but I will swatch all of them for you. And if you're new here, hi, my name's Hannah, I'm 47, I'm not a professional, I'm just somebody who adores makeup, and here on my channel I just love to share that enthusiasm here with you, show you new products, reviews, any looks, anything I think might interest you. If you think this is something you'd enjoy, I'd love it so much if you liked and subscribe below, and if you could just put a comment below, I would love that so much too. It really does help my channel. And my skin is fair to light with neutral undertones, and I've got combination skin with a more dry outer edge and a slightly oily T-zone. Anyway, let's get on to the video. So I've currently got a full base of Hourglass here on my face. I've been using here the Soft Glow foundation, the Ambient, and I've got this in shade 3 just for reference. And my concealers are also the Vanish Airbrush concealers, and I've got these two in shades Birch and Cotton. Just had to check what they were then. So now looking at this brand new powder, and the packaging is beautiful, although the tiniest little fingerprint on the top and it looks a mess, and I've actually tried to clean this up for you and you can still see it. And here it is inside. So this comes in 5 shades. You can have translucent. This is translucent light, but it also comes in translucent medium, tan and deep. And you get 10.5 grams of product in here, and it costs £57. And as far as I can see, it's not refillable. So it comes with this little powder puff here. So it's very good if you want to take it out with you on the go, have it in your bag for top-ups, which is basically what I would use it for rather than home application. I just use my normal powder puff, and this is described as a talc-free sheer press powder, clinically proven to instantly reduce shine for an airbrushed finish, and it's supposed to be a weightless, completely shine controlling powder. So I do get quite a bit of shine coming through during the day. I wouldn't say I've got an awful lot of shine. I think that's probably to do with the foundation, so I will need to test this further with other foundations. So please look out for my end of month favourites, because if this makes it into the favourites, I will be trying it on, and I will try and use this over a more shiny foundation. But if it's not made it into my favourites, I will certainly be giving a reason why in that roundup, so you can hear how I've been getting on with this. But I will try this today, and I will do a check-in later today so you can see if it's kept me completely shine proof, because for me with an oily T-zone that would be a dream. And also I want to see if this cakes, and I also want to see will it work underneath the eyes, because I can really use anything apart from my Pat McGrath or my Givenchy underneath my eyes. So it'd be interesting to see if this does work and doesn't make me look basically like my lines are very emphasised beneath the eyes, which is what happens with most powders. So I'm not going to use their powder puff to try and go beneath the eyes, because I just don't think it would work. It's not the right shape for me. So I'm using my trusty Trigwell powder puff here. And straight away I can see this is very finely milled, very smooth, and there's no kickback, no powder coming off it whatsoever, which is a good start. So I'm just brushing off my puff on the back of my hand so I don't have too much powder. Actually, just look at my eye before it's set. And then and set above. Oh, it's looking quite good actually. Does look quite smooth, and I don't think it's emphasised lines, and it now feels extremely soft and smooth. That feels gorgeous actually. My skin feels so soft compared to this side. That's promising. If it's working well underneath the eyes, then this is possibly very promising for mature skin, because that doesn't happen with many for me. And I do love it if a powder can do all, because then you don't need to reach for 2 different powders, one for the eyes and one for the rest of the face. That is really nice. It's very smooth and blurring. It does feel very nice. It doesn't, it's sitting extremely light, just as they said, where it's weightless, you don't actually feel it's there. I'm also not picking up any scent from it either, if that's helpful. So talc free, and it's not scented, not that I can pick up anyway. Just do the rest of my T-zone only for now. So I'd say the area where I've got the most shine today is my forehead. So it'll be interesting to see if it can take down that shine. I think this foundation just doesn't make me particularly shiny, like I said, so it's not really showing you how well it's taking the shine off. Whether it keeps the shine off all day obviously would be a good test, so I will definitely show you that tonight. But I will now go on my forehead where I do have a bit of shine and see if it removes that. So I've now done one half of my forehead, so I'm hoping this will pick up on camera. This side is done and this side isn't. So if I turn, can you see the shine being picked up on this side and not on this side? The shine is totally gone, and I've got beaming lights, so it picks up on every scrap of shine, and you can definitely see the shine there, and it's gone from there. So this really does work, but it doesn't actually make me feel like I've got any powder on. I can't see it visibly on the face, I can't feel it. This looks like it could be an extremely promising powder, to be honest. It's worked under the eyes, it's cancelled out shine, it's invisible, it's not caking, it's not settling into lines. This looks like it could be extremely promising. Well, I didn't go for the translucent because I quite like to have a little bit of colour with a powder, a colour that matches my skin tone. I do find I prefer that. With the new YSL finishing powders, I did get the completely clear white powder. I say clear, it's not translucent, that one is white, but anyway, it's supposed to be clear. And I got the 01, and I just find I use the 01 a lot more. So here we are now, I'm just cancelling out the other side of my forehead. So now if you remember how shiny this side just was underneath these lights, and now can you see that shine? Completely disappeared. So, as it stands, I'm just looking underneath my magnification mirror to be really critical. So the only area where I'm seeing a bit of powder and caking is here, and that's actually down to the foundation, because I do find this foundation a little bit drying on my skin, and my skin is particularly dry at the moment, so sometimes this foundation doesn't cake under me and sometimes it does, so I don't think we should take that into account. But the rest of my face where I've put this powder, and I've been pretty liberal with it to be fair, I've got quite a lot on. I don't think it's obvious I've got powder on, which is really good when you think about it. So that's it, all shine gone, and I'm really pleased. But the big check will be how this looks with all my makeup, obviously is important, so we'll see that at the end, but obviously the end of day check, whether the shine has come through, so I will definitely do a full check in for you tonight. So I'll just go off camera and continue with my makeup, and when I come back on, I will do the eyeliner next from Victoria Beckham. So I've added some bronzer, some blush and some eyeshadow, and now onto this new beautiful eyeliner from Victoria Beckham. Here it is. This is a matte Kajal liner in Seafoam. It's a bit mucky because I've used it a couple of times before, so this isn't a first impression. And the way I like to use it, as you can see, is with neutral eyeshadow on. So I've used here mostly light browns and sort of deepened up a little bit in the corner. And now I'm going to add this underneath and tightline above. And one thing I would say is if you want to see this brightly, you do need to keep going over and over. So you can have, it depends on the effect you want. And I do actually use the brightening pencil in my waterline before I start, which I think helps this to pop just a little bit more. So I'm pretty much going into the waterline and not really underneath. And then taking it up here for a little bit of a wing. Very creamy and beautiful and easy to use, as with all of her liners. I'm now bringing this across. Staying close here to the eyelash line. You can wear this across the whole of the lid, and it's very easy to work with as long as you blend it out fairly quickly because it sets down. So there's how it looks if you don't go in for too much of a strong layer, and I think when you have browns underneath it does deepen the shades a little bit, but that's how I like to use it. You can definitely get a much more powerful effect if you keep going, which I'll show you now. So there we are, that's going in now with a second layer. Can you see how much brighter that looks? I think it's so lovely. And then you can use the smudger on the end, which I think works perfectly. You don't really need to use any of your own brushes for this. Just blend it into the powder a little bit, depending on how you want it to look, whether you want a sharp line or a more blended out smooth edge, which is what I'm going for today. And then a tiny little wing there. That's it really, that's all it is. That's how I like to wear it. So for me this is another winner. I love the colour Seafoam, it's one of my favourite shades, so I knew I had to try this, and I love greens generally, so I love the green apple one she's got, but this one is definitely my favourite above that. Probably one of my favourites from her whole range actually, that's how much I love Seafoam. I'll just do the other eye now. So there we have it, that's it on both eyes. So easy, you saw in real time how long it took to do this eye. Really quick to just completely change your look. So you can do this with any of her coloured liners because it's a really fun way to just put that pop of colour in. But this one is beautiful. And you might think from looking at it online that it's actually really bright and quite of a white shade, but it really isn't. I mean, I have put it on top here of brown like I said, but I'll just show you on the back of my hand if you want to see what it might look like if I didn't have any brown eyeshadow whatsoever. So you could really brighten up the whole eyelid if you wanted to by putting this over the whole lid, which is not a look I personally like on myself, but I have seen it on models on the Victoria Beckham website and it looks great, so that's something for you to think about. So this costs £30 and it's available on her site at the moment. So I've just popped my mascara on and I have left out any brightening shade here or in the corner of my eye here, and the reason I've done that is I would like to try that with this new product here from Fenty. So here we have the Fenty Demi'glow Light Diffusing Highlighter in Pretty Pearls, and this costs £39. It says that it's a limited edition skin tone based highlighter with a silky soft feel infused with superfine pearls, designed to give a low-key glow for every tone. And it claims that it's smoothing, sweat resistant, waterproof, long wear and transfer proof. So an awful lot of claims with this. There's a huge range of colours. So I've gone from the second one out. So these are skin tone based, so I think any shade higher than 01 for my skin looked a little bit too dark, which is why I've gone for this. It's extremely soft and buttery to touch, it really is. It's so soft. One of the softest powders I've ever felt ever, to be honest. I'll show you how this looks swatched. So there we go. It really is silky soft and it's got a lovely shine. I don't know if you're supposed to apply this all over the face as the new Natasha Denona one, because it does seem a little bit similar in the release. I don't know if you've seen the Natasha Denona, that's something I will be hopefully testing out this week if it arrives soon. But that one, it says you can apply all over the base with your primer or serum and then go on to do the rest of your makeup. Now that's not something I'm going to attempt with this, simply because I want to use this as a highlighter and show you it that way, but also because swatching it on my hand I've already seen that it's just way too glowy, so I just can't see it working for me like that. Now I'm not sure if you're supposed to anyway, but I'm just saying possibly with it being released with Natasha Denona, they might be similar products which can be used that way, so it depends how you like to use them. But I'm going to use this now using my Sonia G brush here, and I'm going to sweep this here. Oh, that is beautiful. Now this is a first impression. I've had it sat on my desk and I've swatched it, but I've not tried it on. Wow. That definitely could not have gone all over my face. That's got an incredible shine. So the first thing I would say with this is you have to really love shine. And this will absolutely emphasise texture. I mean, it is showing up every little scrap of texture. slightly giving me Tin Man vibes actually. I think it's too much. But I will buff it out. Beautiful formula. And I wouldn't say this is a skin tone based shimmer, because in the pan it's my skin tone if we look at it again. On the face, all I can see is shimmer and it's really bright. That is too much. I think I would use this underneath the foundation. I'm not going to say it's terrible because I made that mistake with the new Chanel one. I think when highlighters are this bright, for me the best way to work with them is to put on quite a lot completely underneath your foundation and then apply the foundation, and then you get this glow coming through and it works out really nicely. So that's how I will try this next. And as I said with the Hourglass product, I will put this into my end of month if I'm enjoying it, and I will put it on exactly that way so you can see if I'm enjoying it that way. Obviously if it doesn't make it into the video it's because it doesn't work either way. I will update you anyway in that video, so please look out for my face full of April favourites video, because there will be an update in that and possibly a trying on in a way that looks a lot better than that. I'm going to use my Sonia G Fan Pro just to see if that's a little bit better. Apply a bit less, which it should do. I just wasn't expecting it to be quite that much. Yeah, but even with the Fan Pro, it is completely blinding. So if you love a really blinding highlighter, you're going to love this. But I can see my texture here so much. I don't like that. I've got to be honest, at the moment, using this on the surface at least, this is a fail for me, unfortunately. A little bit down the nose. Still, it's way too much. A little bit on the Cupid's bow. Oh wow. Now the one way I think I will like this is on the eyes. So I've got no shimmer on my eyes at all. Now I was just going to go for a pop of colour here and here, pop of light rather. Why not try this all over the eye and turn my whole eyelid into more of a shimmery effect. So I'm using this basically as a topper, as a shimmery topper. And yeah, it works very well for that. Oh, I like that. That's actually a really nice topper, because I can still see the colours beneath. Yeah, that's really nice. It is a beautiful, beautiful formula. It's so buttery smooth. It's lovely to touch. And pop this on the other eye. And now in the inner corner here, I'm bringing it up a little bit to the nose to really make this area pop and shine. Now for this, I don't think it is too much. I think it's just right. Yeah, that's lovely in the inner corner there. I like to make this whole area here shine and brighten. And then take a little bit underneath the brow, which I also think it works very nicely for. So it's brilliant for brightening under the brow, brilliant as a topper for my eyeshadows, and it's brilliant for that inner corner brightness, but it's way too much on my cheeks. So like I said, I will definitely be trying this underneath, and I do think that will work because it works so well with Chanel with these powerful highlighters. So if you use this as a base beneath highlight, so if you use this as a base beneath foundation, I don't mean an all over base, I mean in the areas you want to see highlighter. So here, here, maybe do the under the nose as well, I would, and then put your foundation on, and you should see the glow coming through if you want a more muted effect. If you like it this much, then happy days. I'm going to use my Sonia G Buffer Pro to try and bring this down a little bit. Honestly, this Buffer Pro brush, I swear to God, it's magic, because look at the difference. Just a little bit of buffing out with that has made, looks a lot better. I think that also says there's quite a lot of product coming onto the brush, even though I was quite light-handed in the way I took it out of the compact. So yeah, it looks a lot better actually now I've buffed it out. So I'm not thinking it's so bad. I'm not prepared to say that's a fail now I've seen it buffed out actually. I think that's much nicer. You do need to think about this with mature skin though, because even buffed out I can still see my texture, but it definitely looks a lot better buffed out. So this is more about how you apply it, I think. Multiple ways apparently. So now I'm starting to really like this. I've just completely changed my mind about everything. I love the way I can see it on my eyes and cheeks, sort of cohesive look. I really like that. And now it's buffed out, I like it too. And I'm prepared to see my mature skin highlighted a bit. I don't actually mind it when it's this much. That's just about the right amount for me. I can cope with that. Wow, so there we go. I like it like this. Maybe I don't need to try it underneath the foundation. I will though, I will try that. I will be heavy-handed with it and try it to see how that works. But if you go with a light hand, with a tiny amount, and then buff it out, I think it works quite nicely. In fact, now I'm starting to really like it. This is a very strange review for you. I've gone through about 6 different emotions with this product, and the conclusion is I really like it. Okay, it's not a fail. It is not a fail. This is definitely very much a good product for me. Love it. So now lastly onto the lips, and I have got 3 of the new Charlotte Tilbury Collagen Lip Baths. Now these were released with the new Pillow Talk release recently. So we have it in fair, medium and deep, and originally we only had it in the Pillow Talk. So I'll swatch all 4 on my hand so you can see the difference. So here they are swatched out. This one here is the original Pillow Talk, then we have medium, then we have deep, and then we have fair. So these are the 3 new ones. Now bear in mind, once these blend out they become a lot more sheer. I'll just show you. So they are not going to show this much colour on the lips. There we are, a bit more blended out. So these cost £27. They've got collagen in, as the name suggests. They have that sort of minty, slightly tingly cooling effect as you apply them. They're something I have used several times in the past. They're really comfortable. They're very, very moisturising and hydrating, and they really do last quite a long time. I really enjoy them actually. And I love that effect of having quite a bold outer lip with one of these. So that's one of the ways I like to do it, with a completely different shade from these 4 actually, but that's another subject. But there's many ways you could do this. So if you have the Pillow Talk lipsticks in any of these shades, you could have a completely matched up look. So you could have the liner to match, the lipstick to match, and then use the collagen bath on top, which is one of the ways I like to wear it. But for a more natural look, I would just go with lip liner and the collagen bath, and that's actually what I'm going to do today, because that's a little bit different than me using the lipstick, which is what I tend to do in most of my videos. So that's what I'm going to show you. So I've got the Fair lip liner, which is only recently launched with these. And if you saw me trying these on when they first launched, you will know that I love this release, and I can also tell you that this lip liner from Charlotte Tilbury has gone to my #1 spot of all of her lip liners. This, for my lip colour, is absolutely perfect. I'm just buffing out the line a bit, because I don't want a strong line when I'm not going in with a lipstick today. And this is just an old eyeshadow brush I use, a densely packed one, which I find really useful for doing jobs like this with lipsticks or liners. So now going in here with the Collagen Lip Bath in Fair. This is the applicator if you're not familiar. Slightly strange, almost heart-shaped tip. And whilst this is sheer, you can see the colour. So if you look at the difference now between my upper lip and my lower lip, obviously there's nothing on my upper. It's quite a subtle shade, but you can definitely see the pink. It's a really pretty pink. I really, really love this Fair release. Honestly, Charlotte has made my day with this launch of Fair. So there we have it. Beautiful. Definitely for me does not need the lipstick. That's enough colour, because obviously when you're using the Fair liner you don't really want a big pop of colour. You are going for a more sort of neutral lip, but That is a really pretty natural look, and I know it's comfortable. I know my lips enjoy this. They do not need to be topped up with lip balm for a very long time when I wear this one. It's one of my favourites. It really is lovely to wear. So this is an alternative to the Plumpgasm, which she's recently released in Fair. The Plumpgasm is actually light to medium, sorry, not fair. So this would be my option if I was going to wear this on its own, just with this lip liner, which again looks beautiful, but completely different. This has less of a plumping effect. This is more like a really strong lip mask, really strong, much more so and more hydrating than the Plumpgasm, I think, definitely. Probably the more comfortable of the two, if I'm going to be really honest, but there's not much between them because they are both very comfortable. And here they are on my hand now. So this is Plumpgasm in the light to medium, and here is the Collagen Bath in Fair, so extremely different. But they both sheer out a lot, so the final effect is not massively different. The colour is definitely different, and I love this pink. It is so pretty. And this here is the Pillow Talk Fair lipstick that was released with this collection, so you can see how nicely this would work with this collagen lip oil topper. And then here is the lip liner in Fair, so they really are a beautiful combination. Ignore here the Plumpgasm. So collagen, lipstick, liner, all three in Fair. So you could use these three together, as I said, or just these two together, the lipstick and liner, or the liner and the collagen lip bath, which is what I've got on now and really love. So that's it from me for today, but I will be back here later tonight to do a check-in for you to check if this Hourglass Airbrush Pressed Powder is really locking in the shine. So remember, not letting the shine through, not locking in, that's the completely wrong way of putting it. So remember, I do have a bit of shine here from the highlighter, which is a very different thing. But will I have any shine coming through in my T-zone area? And if you remember, my forehead here was quite shiny, and the shine has gone. You can see it there from the highlighter, so please don't confuse that, that's highlighter shine. This area here in particular had quite a lot of shine on it, and that went completely with the powder. So I'll be very interested when I've got all these lights beaming on me to see if this shine has returned this evening. So I'll be back to check in later. So it has just gone 7 PM here now, and I first applied that powder this morning just after 11. So it has been 8 hours since application. So here is my check-in for you, and you can see, if you look on my forehead, the really big shine I was getting here and here, it has not come back. I think you can see a little bit of a shine though. It hasn't, I don't know. What do you think? Can you see a little bit? I can definitely not see the beaming sort of shine I was getting there this morning before I put the powder on. You can see the highlighter from Fenty here and here, which we'll ignore because that is mega highlight. But this area here, which was quite shiny, after 8 hours of wearing the powder, I'd say the shine's come back 10%, which is really not bad after 8 hours at all, is it? And around my nose, absolutely nothing. There's not a trace of shine or oil around my nose. Maybe a tiny dot on the chin, but minimal. I would say overall I've still got quite an airbrushed finish from this, and these lights are not very forgiving. They really do show up everything, but when I've been looking in mirrors around the house generally, I've thought that I've got quite an airbrushed finish. It really is, which means this Airbrush Vanish powder is living up to its name, because that really is how I feel. I love the way my complexion looks today. What I don't love is I've got caking here and all around the chin, but this is the foundation. So I wouldn't say the foundation works for me at the moment. It might work better for me in the summer though, so I'm not going to say it doesn't work, because it's one of those foundations that works sometimes and not others. Maybe I needed more moisturiser on today. It's just my skin changed its mind every day lately. So I don't like the way the foundation is looking. But has the powder kept the shine out? Yes, it definitely has. And if you look underneath the eyes, creasing under the eyes, I don't think it's got particularly worse than this morning. You can see creasing, but then there's always some sort of creasing there. I think the powder is, I think it's done a really good job, in all honesty. And I need to keep using this so I can give a more in-depth analysis for you. So I will definitely, if it carries on being this good, it will make it into my favourites. I've been using the YSL finishing powder every single day, so I love that. But that is not a new product for April. So unless a finishing powder comes along or a setting powder comes along that is better for me than this will almost certainly be used in my April favourites video. And I would be gobsmacked if anything else came along. There's nothing I know of coming out at the moment anyway. So I'm sure I'll be using this in my April roundup video, and you'll be able to see me using this. But as I said earlier in the video, if for some reason it wasn't a favourite, I would be telling you why. But at the moment, if I'm going to look like this every day, then it's absolutely going to be a favourite. I'm not going to say I prefer it to YSL, but what I can tell you is the YSL doesn't work very well underneath my eyes. So maybe I do prefer it to YSL in that sense. But I think it does give a more perfect finish, slightly more perfect airbrushed finish. So yeah, this is a really, really impressive powder, which I definitely recommend trying from my first impressions today and from this full wear test. So looking at other products I've tried today, the Victoria Beckham eyeliner, no surprise whatsoever. It looks exactly the same, does not budge. In fact, it's really quite tricky to get off because it really sets in, especially here in the waterline. So you do need an oil-based remover to get that off. This is an excellent eyeliner. There isn't an eyeliner from Victoria Beckham that doesn't last, that isn't easy to apply. They are just the best for me, best eyeliners ever. So obviously that one's a yes. And the Fenty highlighter, if I'd have gone slightly less wild and taken it up here, I certainly wouldn't want it up here again. Then once it was buffed out, I think it was actually quite a nice highlighter, and I love the way it looks in the eyes and underneath the eyebrow, and that certainly hasn't moved at all. It's looking exactly like it did this morning. In fact, the only thing that's moved is the collagen lip bath, which you wouldn't expect to be there for more than a couple of hours anyway. The lip liner from Charlotte Tilbury is still sitting there, look. As they do, because Charlotte Tilbury lip liners are phenomenal. So apart from feeling a bit cakey here, which like I said is foundation, if I was to just top up and fix up to go back out today, the only thing I'd be doing is my lips. So just popping the lip bath back on, and I'm pretty much back to where I was at 11 o'clock without doing anything else. No touch-ups to eyes or face. And I think that is all down to the quality of the products I've tried on today. So all of them phenomenal, really pleased with them, and I'm looking forward to testing out this Fenty beneath the foundation, because it is, I did say when I was editing this video, didn't I, that my nose I should have buffed out, and I still haven't, so let's do that now quickly before I go. Is that taking it down a bit, or is it set down? I did put setting powder, that's one thing I forgot to mention. I did put Charlotte Tilbury setting powder on to finish the look, which obviously helped lock it in. I'm not sure if that's got rid of it. Anyway, I don't think I should take any on the nose again with that Fenty unless it's beneath the foundation. I'll definitely do that tomorrow. I'm looking forward to trying it now. So I am quite impressed with it. I'll be very interested to see what the new Natasha Denona one's going to be like, which goes all over the face. I'm looking forward to that. I actually got a parcel from Natasha today and I thought it was it, but it isn't. So fingers crossed it's here tomorrow or the day after so I can get that video out for you. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful. I would love to hear from you. Have you bought any of these? Are they on your wish list? Which ones are you thinking of getting, or have you already got? And how are you getting on with them? I'd love to have a chat with you below. I love chatting to all of you about any of these things, and if I can help you about anything, I will do my very best to do that. And if you haven't subscribed, I would love it so much if you subscribed and hit the notification bell so you don't miss my next video. And if you're already subscribed, then thank you so much for coming back. And I hope to see all of you for my next video. Take care, everybody. Bye.